As previously shown, interphase is the phase of the cell. Remember, it consists of G1, S, and G2 phases, where a cell spends most of its life. And this is when the cell's basically just living, just like most organisms, humans, plants, everything, spend most of their life in a regular adult phase and very few, small percentage of their life in a reproductive phase. And so this interphase is real important because that's when the cell does metabolic reactions, which we know is one of our other 7 characteristics of life. This is also, as I mentioned before, where DNA replication takes place and the cell grows as well. And we increase these numbers of mitochondria and chloroplasts and other organelles that are so important for function. And so just to show you an example of how much time is spent in interphase, we're going to take a look at a plant root cell. Here is an onion root tip, and you can see the various cells in there. I've numbered out about 23 of them, and this is the most actively reproducing part of an onion. And even in this cell, you can see there's a lot of strange things going on here. You can see some of these have them lined up in the middle. That's that metaphase that we talked about before, where they have to line up perfectly in the middle. But as we look through here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least a third of these are just in interphase. And once again, this is the area where they are reproducing the very most. So in other words, even in the most actively reproducing places like a root tip, that's the part that's got to keep growing out to reach more nutrients, you've still got the largest percentage of cells in interphase. So just to review from previous lessons, interphase is when cells prepare for cell division. It's when they increase in size and they grow. It's when they synthesize proteins, so they're metabolizing. So in other words, you've got reproduction, getting ready for reproduction at least. You've got growth, and you've got metabolizing, which once again are 3 of your important characteristics of life. DNA replication also occurs, and remember, this needs to be done very carefully, and the increase in mitochondria and chloroplasts. So those are the main things that happen in interphase, and once again, typically a cell is going to spend like at least 70% of the time in interphase, and you could see even in the most reproductive of cells, which is the onion root tips, which have to keep growing. Buds on a plant would be another area that would be like that. It's still the most common phase that things would be in. And so as we learn about the mitotic phase and cell division, you're going to learn about this saying called IPMAT. The I is for interphase, and then PMAT will be what happens during mitosis.